Good morning, degenerate gamers. Well. I thought we were going to be moving on to some other drama. I was checking out some more streamer drama. But last night, as I was sitting doom scrolling through Twitter, lo and behold, we have more Sykkuno drama. We have Icelyn here, who has decided that Sykkuno isn't really sorry. He's not truly sorry. Duh. He's not truly sorry, so she too has to expose him. Spoiler alert, it's more about she's probably more jealous that that Hemo Mal girl got a spike in her Patreon sales. So now she's going to get a spike in her Patreon sales. So I thought it would be fun to go over this document, the Google Docie that exposes him, even though he's already been exposed. But she has the big sad and she needs attention too. Everybody else is getting attention. So Iceland needs attention too. As a side note, I've been told by another streamer out there that I should be asking for likes and subscribes in the beginning of my video. So, if you could do me a favor and counteract the haters out there who think I should be just blindly supporting all women, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it and it helps me out. Thanks. We start off with her post that I saw last night. After reading both the private and public apologies, I do not feel reassured. Oh, that's the important part. We need her to feel reassured. That is part of why I am choosing to share my experience now. Holy crap. Why does Gen Z feel like the best thing to do is to air their dirty laundry to the internet? Stop doing this, girls. Stop doing this. It makes you look like a freaking weirdo. Stop it. Sykkuno became my friend when I was 17. Now that I will say is a little weird, but just to get this out of the way, apparently he didn't do anything or make anything suggestive, but it was a little strange. Um, he was 28. Okay. Nothing inappropriate happened at the time. So nothing inappropriate happened, but she's doing this on purpose to hook you in. So at first you think he's a PDF and he isn't. Well, I don't know. I do find it interesting. He targets very young girls and he's 34 now, but until evidence comes out that shows that he did anything inappropriate, I'm reserving judgment on that. Nothing inappropriate happened at the time, but that history shaped the trust I had in him later. Nobody cares. Oh my God. So here's her Google Docie. This is 32 pages, and hopefully, nobody has Sykkuno fatigue yet. I'm a little Sykkuno fatigued myself, but I do find this super interesting because everybody is so careful about how they talk about these women who are obviously bitter and burned and don't really care about the girlfriend, even though they want to pretend they care. And the men in this space aren't really calling them out like they should be. They're tiptoeing around the fact and trying to say, like, oh, well, maybe she didn't know when she went to the hotel room. No. They know. They know. These are OnlyFans girls. Like, we're not talking about some like Amish girl who grew up on a farm somewhere and was experiencing New York City for the first time. We're talking about OnlyFans girls. They damn well know what's going on. So, this document is a personal account of my experience. A lot of our a lot of our communication occurred over calls, so there is limited written evidence, of course. And side note, he's going to do a lot more calls when he decides he's going to come out of hiding. This way, none of these girls have any evidence. I have tried to include as much as I can. Readers can use their own judgment. Oh, we will. Oh, we will. Before people read this and dismiss it as more of the same drama, it is. Part of why I'm making my experience public now is because both his private and public apologies have left me feeling unsettled. Why should we care? Why? To me, they have often felt more like explanations or excuses than meaningful accountability. Oh my God. Like, on the one hand, we know his apology is bullshit. He's been cheating on his girlfriend for 3 years with who knows how many bitches. We know he's not sorry, but we don't need you to tell us, you crazy ass hoe. That has that has been a part of what pushed me to speak because I do not personally feel reassured that there has been genuine reflection. Why is it your business? Like, we don't care. Nobody cares. Sure, we know he's full of shit, but it ain't your business to tell us that, oh guys, he's not really sorry. Guys, he's not really sorry. So I need to let you know that I too fucked Sykkuno. Yeah, I would rather others in the space have more. Wait, I would rather others in the space have more information than less. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't need to know what you did with Sykkuno. Unless you got some criminal evidence here, we don't really need to know. But because we love streamer drama, we're going to read it and have fun with it. This isn't meant to promote harassment, hate, or negativity towards anyone involved. Sure. I'm sharing it to provide context for my experience and to highlight patterns that stood out to me. After reading all the public statements from other girls, I found myself reflecting on these events and how I feel. Nobody cares how you feel. We don't care. Nobody cares. I understand his girlfriend did not want the initial story to be made public, and I reached out to her beforehand as a courtesy. So basically, she doesn't want this to be public. And I reached out, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I need some cash. I need a bag. This other girl had her Patreon spike. I want a Patreon spike. I understand his girlfriend. Okay, sorry. With so much in the open, I feel that I have to have the right to share my story. Sure, you have the right, just like we have the right to make fun of it. As I've been left feeling used and misled. Yeah, you were probably misled like the other girls for sure. I will be talking about some very personal things, la la la. I feel so deeply affected by this. Yeah, because you weren't picked. That's the thing. You're another one who is just mad she wasn't picked. A pick me. You can see my rant about the pick me's in my last video. I have a rant about pick me's. These girls are the pick me's, not the ones who want to look at a situation and sometimes side with the guy. Which, side note, I will say, I'm not siding with Sykkuno. He's a weird K-pop looking motherfucker, and I don't know why these girls were attracted to him, other than money. He was paying these girls, and they're just mad that their bag was like $300, while the girlfriend gets to sit in a mansion and probably have a spa day every other day and get her nails done. TLDR, I became friends with him when I was a minor, and we remained friendly for 7 years, several years. More recently, he made advances toward me and told me he was not involved with it. Yeah, yeah. I later found out that was not true. Had I known, I wouldn't have become involved beyond a friend. See, all of these girls are like, had I known he had a girlfriend, but yet every single one of these bitches stayed friends with him and took more of his money after they found out. Oh, I just wanted to be his friend. They act like they were just victims in a situation where they were stuck being his friend. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. You stayed his friend because you were hoping he would leave his girlfriend and you would be the pick me. You would be the pick me at some point. But you just played video games and talked to him and were friendly with him and took his money. Yeah, none of these girls care if he had a girlfriend. That's what's so annoying about these bitches. None of them care that he had a girlfriend. Okay, so she's been really kind to us and given us chapters. That's good. If you will notice, the format is very similar to the Chemo Mal girl. So I'm wondering, my tinfoil hat theory is that Chemo Mal helped her write this document, or they both used AI to write it. It's very possible. None of these girls are very smart. I wouldn't be surprised if stringing a sentence together would be an all-day experience for them. We met through a mutual friend who connected us and he reached out to me first. Yeah, yes, okay. Who cares? This was before I became a VTuber, so I censored my old account's name and profile picture. I want to be very clear that he did not do anything explicit with me. So, okay, so you were really emphasizing you were 17, but now you're saying he didn't do anything inappropriate. So, okay. There is an 11-year difference between us. The only people who care about that age gap are old hags on FOMOI. On FOMOI, a bunch of bitches are jealous of pretty girls getting dudes, and so they want to have a meltdown every time Leonardo DiCaprio gets a new girlfriend. Who the hell cares? These are grown ass adults. Now, she was 17, but she mentions that he didn't make a move until several years later. So she was an adult by then. Not, don't get me wrong. I think it's weird to have long conversations with a 17-year-old, but um, if he didn't do anything inappropriate and hit on you when you were 22, you're a grown ass adult, bitch. Take accountability. You're talking about accountability. Take accountability that you got played. All right. So she's got a bunch of screenshots here. And I will say that when I was scrolling on Twitter, I tried to read them. They're blurry on Twitter. Um, and I don't want to go through all of these because it's really nothing. She doesn't really say anything. He doesn't really say anything. They're just talking about video games and playing video games and just random like chit chat I make with other Discord users. Nothing inappropriate. It's just yeah, it's just them playing video games. Um, Here she posts a video of oops, that's what I wanted. The video.
Fuck.
What the fuck? What's special? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fucking.
Yeah, like there's nothing inappropriate about that video. Okay, so let's scroll down. Looking back, him making jokes that I now feel have sexual connotations, but she just said that there was nothing inappropriate. I don't feel like there's anything like I feel like it's a reach with some of these messages. I feel like she's reaching. I think she got burned. She saw this other girl was getting all the attention and a couple girls were getting all the attention and so she went back to her messages with him and is like, "Oh my god, this could have been sexual." I think she's reaching. This is kind of like an afterthought. Oh wow, they were sexual, but it's been um several years before he even made a move on her. And you will notice that when I get to the sexual part, he was very forward with her. It's another more evidence that he wasn't really into the Hemo Mal girl. He was very bland with Hemo Mal. He's very forward with this girl. But again, she was 22, I believe. Anyway, I never thought much about his comments on my appearance while I was a minor, but going back and reading things like shorter hair is nicer for hugs and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. He shouldn't have been doing this. I had short hair at the time. I don't know. I wouldn't say this to an underage person personally, but I could see somebody saying that to a kid just to make them feel better about their short hair. I don't know. I don't know. He's weird. He's definitely weird. Here I am, but again, she does say that she didn't do anything. He didn't do anything inappropriate. So I'm gonna bypass this because I do think this bitch is just trying to get attention and is reaching a bit. She has some points, but I do think she's reaching. Here I invite him to my 18th birthday celebration. I censored the months because I don't want my exact birthday. Well, I did look at the comments. It is kind of weird that she censors it, but I also understand not wanting your exact birth date out there. I don't know. I feel like it's sus, but I also understand why you wouldn't want some your exact birth. I never give people my exact birth date either. Why I trusted him. Oh wait, there's a certain level of irony to this. Here, same to you though. You seem super friendly, so don't let people, take advantage or something too. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're just reading too much into this shit, and maybe he was planning something, but she's 18 here, and she claims he doesn't make a move until she's 22. I think what probably happened is this was not really a thought to him of what he's not going to really do anything. He wasn't really trying to make moves or grooming, but he started getting away with all of this activity with other girls, only fangirls, and his conscience just went out the window and he thought, well, this girl's 22. I've been friends with her. Let's go for it. I think that's more likely what happened. He started to get very, very brazen with his uh Playboy ways. Okay, why I trusted him. I knew him for over 5 years and we would communicate sporadically throughout the entire time and play games here and there. I had never heard anything bad about him. I had only positive interactions with him, of course. He was a respected content creator in the space with a lot of friends. His persona on streams was very wholesome. Yeah. Yeah, that was his hook, man. I would never have thought the weak pussy male angle would work with women, but here we are. He was flirty, but nothing over the top. When Peak became popular, he started inviting me to group lobbies. After that, we ended up. So basically, you talked to this dude for 5 years on Discord and you trusted him. Okay, well, sure. I don't know if it's smart to trust some online person, but especially a streamer, all streamers seem to be very, very shady, but whatever. She trusted him. Uh, Relevant personal context. Okay. I dropped out of school at age 15 due to being extremely well. We all know you're mentally unwell. Yeah, it's apparent. I am not very balanced individual. Yeah, sure. And anyone who has interacted with me for longer than 10 minutes would be able to tell. Yeah, we can tell from this Google Doc, and we haven't even spoken to you. I struggled with autism, ADHD, OCD, GAD. I don't know what GAD is, and an eating disorder. Don't stick your dick in crazy boys. This is the problem. When she lists out all of her mental illnesses and feel like she needs to do this so you understand her personality, yeah, this is red flag. These are not meme illnesses. I've been collecting like Pokemon badges, but real conditions that I have been medically diagnosed by professionals. Now, I will say, like, it's the hidden secret that if you want an ADHD diagnosis, you just go to one of these telehealth medical people. They'll give you whatever diagnosis you want. So a lot of these women that I see online, they're like, I have ADHD. Everybody has ADHD now because you just go to a telehealth doctor and you get your ADHD diagnosis and then you get your Adderall. Um, if she really does have all of these, she would be extremely unlucky, but she seems like she's the type to self diagnose. I'm not sharing this as an excuse or way to remove myself from. No, no, you are because it's absolutely fucking irrelevant to the situation. You have ADHD. Who the fuck cares? I bet he says he has ADHD. What do you want to make a bet? He comes back and says, guys, I've been diagnosed with here's a long list of mental disorders, and that's why I did it. So I don't believe like this is completely irrelevant, but this is to set up the stage. You're supposed to feel sorry for her because she's just this poor, innocent little OnlyFans girl. I struggle to understand people, and I was bullied badly before I dropped out of school. I have never had a boyfriend, been in a proper long term relationship, or slept with anyone. Yeah, we're all at that point when we're teenagers, or at least we hope anyway. I have little to no real world experience. I trusted Sykkuno despite deep trauma that I'm not going to air out. You just aired out a bunch of shit. And I feel disgusted looking in the mirror sometimes, knowing what I sent to him and that I was just another goal. Yeah, I mean, like, you send some nudes to some dude and you figure out he's collecting nudes from a bunch of other girls. Yeah, like, it's kind of a bummer, but we don't need to a really true strong empowered women are like, "Oh wow, that fucking sucks. You're an asshole." And like give them an earful and then you move on. You don't write a 32-page Google Doc. This is just pathetic. We mostly interacted in group settings but once it was just the two of us after a third person left. Okay. So basically you were in a group chat and now it's just the two of you, which it has been many times before. During that conversation, his interest seemed to shift when he learned I have never had sex. Yeah, sometimes some guys do get off on taking girls' virginity. That is a thing. It was during these calls that he started making romantic advances. I mentioned I was up late due to medication side effects. Yeah, get off the Adderall. I did see, as a side rant, I did see some dumbass hoe claim that if you have ADHD, you can't get addicted to Adderall. Where do these people come from? Where do you get that idea? No, you can abuse Adderall even if you legit have ADHD. Duh. God. So stupid. Never ever read Reddit for anything other than pure entertainment. I can be very blunt at times. You and me too, bitch. He's a huge successful streamer with lots of connections, status, wealth. I don't think I'm special and I have very low self esteem. Okay. So a few times I asked, see where we're always setting up the poor me, poor me. I had no idea. I asked why me, as in why he would choose me when he could have anyone he wanted. His response was, I trust you. I believed this again. I had no real reason not to and logically made sense. Yeah, sure, it's a bullshit answer. I had a positive track record. Buddy, why didn't you pick me? We had a positive track record. Oh my God, I did everything. I got straight A's with you. Yeah, but the other girl sucked his dick and then had sex with him in a hotel room. So you didn't go that far. Also, given the nature of his substantially female audience, he would want something under the radar and he trusted me to be discreet. When the conversation started to become much more romantic, I directly asked him if he was involved with other girls and made it clear I wanted to know up front. Okay. He denied it, and that reassured me at the time. Yeah, he lied. Yeah, he's a piece of shit, for sure. Yeah, he's a fuck boy. He's a playboy. He got more and more brazen with his attempts as he got away with it more and more. I've said this a million times over. I don't really think the girlfriend is going anywhere. And if a guy knows the girl isn't going anywhere, he's just going to keep doing this. Had I known he was seeing multiple girls and inviting them to conventions, I wouldn't have gotten involved. We're going to find out this is total bullshit because she was still talking to him. They all still talk to him in under the guise of we're just going to be friends. Uh-huh. I only engaged with him based on what I now believe were false pretenses. I thought he really liked me and that this would eventually lead to a relationship. He probably did like you and it would lead to something. The call ended with what sounded to me like, oh my God. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah, he seems to get more degenerate as the years go on, but he's a huge streamer. What streamer hasn't gone from like, okay, he's an okay guy to absolute degeneracy years later? This call, he was the initiator and everything sexual. Yeah, who cares? The screenshot below are of him asking for his prize to be from behind. Okay. We would play, okay, yeah, he got, okay, I believe she says she's 22 by now. Cuz this is, she turned 18 in 2020. Is there a date here? I don't see a date. I don't see a date. Where's a date? Is this a, oh, these are all so small. I can't read. These are all so small. I don't see a date. We need a date. Um, well, she did say it's 5 years later, so we'll assume she's 22 at this point. Let's see. The screenshot below was from our last text conversation in March. He was still flirty, so she's got to be like 24 now. He was still flirting with me despite having already moved on to another girl. Now, let me tell you something. This screenshot is a dig at the other girl. Like, look, he was still flirting with me. See, he still wanted to be my friend. Yep, he's still flirting. He still wanted to fuck me. Yeah. Yeah, this is what these girls do. Like, this is a passive aggressive dig at some of these other girls. Request to be in person, Paris, TwitchCon. Dang, see, this dude has been getting away with shit for so long. He was going to actually bring multiple hookups to Paris. I really wish it would have happened because I would have loved to have heard how he juggled these girls around. He would have had to get multiple hotel rooms, maybe? Or how would you do it if you invited one girl to sleep with you in your hotel room, which he did with that one girl, Leah? He invited Leah to stay in his hotel room. Like, what if this girl had decided to go? What are you gonna do, buddy? I wonder if he was setting up for a little like threesome. I don't know, man. This dude, man. He has asked me multiple times if I wanted to hang out. Yeah. When I said I couldn't go because of money, this was simply because it was the easiest answers. And let me guess, he offered to pay, but he didn't ask him to pay. I didn't ask him to pay. Nobody cares. It's obvious, like the initial reaction everybody has when somebody offers to pay is, oh my god, are you sure? I don't want to, I want to pay you back, or are you sure it's okay? Like, everybody says that because it's the polite response. Some of these screenshots are just normal DMs between us, but I thought I'd be more transparent if I posted the intact version. Yeah, I read these last night. It's basically, to summarize so we don't have to go through all of these. He's going to Paris. He really wants her to go to Paris. She's playing the hard to get, the oh my god, you barely know me. Oh my god. But we could eat French pastries. You know, like she's playing, she's doing the girl thing. She's doing the girl thing. I can't go. I'm too broke. Um and then he's still trying to get her to go. I have no way to repay you. Yeah, I don't want you to repay me. Yeah. What time is it? Okay. And so they're just talking. He pushes. He pushes a little bit. He pushes, and she kind of doesn't want to go. And she openly says she only used money as an excuse because she didn't want to go. So she has a bad excuse because he's a millionaire. He's like, I'll pay for you. And she just kind of didn't want to go to hook up with a complete stranger. So after our more than friendship involvement, when he invited me to go to Paris again while in a call together, I accepted. Oh, so persistent pays off. The all knowing no means yes. No means yes. Remember, guys, if she says no 50 times, but then she says yes one time, he means yes. So she said no 50 times, then she said yes. Consent. Um, so okay, she's decides she's going to go. Uh and this is a long conversation of them like getting flirty because he's excited she's gonna go, and they're talking about plans, and she's excited, he's excited. Oh my god, it's a lot of bullshit. And macaroons, I have actually been to Paris and eaten these macaroons. They are delicious. So we keep talking and we're talking and we're talking. I'm not going over these because she adds a lot of unnecessary screenshots where they're just talking about what they're going to do, and in her excuse is that I want you to see the context. And it's like, I don't need to know that you guys were talking about eating macaroons in Paris. We don't need to know that. That doesn't prove anything other than you went to Paris. You said no 50 times and then you said yes. So you said yes. Ultimately, I didn't go. Oh, she doesn't go. Okay, because my German passport had expired. Okay, so she didn't actually go. Um, when he invited me to go to Paris, he said he'd pay for everything. Of course he would. I mean, this guy's making like what, 100 grand a month on Twitch. For him to pay for everything is just natural. I mean, she's broke. He wants to bang, so he's gonna pay for it. Like, that's just welcome to life, girl. Welcome to life. Realizing I was not the only girl involved. Okay, so here she finds out. By some crazy coincidence, I found out Ophelia had been invited to Paris by him and anonymously DM'd her to ask if she was in a similar situation to me. So here's where the angry jealousy comes out because she finds out she's not the only one. Unfortunately, Ophelia had her DMs off, so she didn't see it. I honestly wish I had tried harder to get in contact with her, but I was scared to. So you weren't scared for the initial contact, but then you were like, fuck it. Yeah, he's seeing her too. I don't care. I really wish having multiple girls in Paris would have happened though. That would have been hilarious watching him juggle multiple girls. What if they were friends and nothing happened? I didn't want to risk losing what I thought was the beginning of a relationship over my insecurity, so I chose to stick my head in the sand and believe him when he reassured me there was no one else. See, at least she's kind of aware that, hey, wait a second, something's up, something's up. But when you're into a guy and he's got a shit ton of money, you're not going to really listen too hard to that intuition because you've got a millionaire on the hook, or so you think you do. Below are receipts of me confiding in my friend about the situation and talking about how I already asked him if he was doing something of this nature with other people. Amusingly enough, I used the word harem and guess I wasn't far. Yeah, he did have a harem. He did have a harem. I mean, this is all kind of irrelevant too. Like, she was talking, she had an idea that he was seeing multiple people, and she was right. But it's one of those things where you have to you make a judgment call, and in my opinion, if it's just paranoia and there's no truth, like, just have a good time. Like, in my opinion, just have a good time. But this guy is just, why? I know why it's money, but why? He's just a god. He's the guy that just acts like a pussy and gets women. How does that work? Um, After he was back from the TFT tourney, I asked again if he was doing this sort of thing with anyone else, and let me guess, he said no. Oh, he denied it. Yeah, of course he did. Deny, 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 deny. I trusted him. He also invited me to go to his home in Vegas again, unsure how the logistics would work. See, this is another piece of evidence where I feel like I don't think the girlfriend cares. I just don't think she cares. She doesn't want it in her face. And maybe he was planning to be like, honey, you want a spa day for a week in some European town? Like, who knows? Who knows? He was very, very brazen, very, very confident in what he was doing. And I feel like if he had just more than a couple brain cells, he knew eventually this was going to blow up and everybody would find out. But I think he probably knows there's still girls that will throw themselves at him. So he doesn't really care all that much about the side chicks. But the girlfriend thing has me confused because I feel like he doesn't care if she finds out either. She's not going anywhere, which we know from the last episode of Sykkuno Drama that I will link to. She stays. So he's right. She stayed. Secondhand account of me confiding in my friend. Yes, okay, we don't care. Money and gifts. See, this is why he gets girls. Money and gifts. We could shorten every single one of these Google Docies down to money and gifts. That's why they all stayed. He sent me money once as a Christmas present. I didn't like him because of his money. Sure, sure. I had never asked him for money. No, none of them did. None of them asked him for money. He just sent it. Of course he did. God, this is not a reason to be like, guys, he was totally after me. He sent me money. I think this is relevant as it's another example of Sykkuno's pattern of sending hundreds of dollars to the girls he was invested in time. Yeah, if you're a millionaire and you want to just like skip all the stupid niceties that most guys have to use, you just send them money and suddenly they're going to be all up into you. And yeah, you got sent money. You got sent money. Yeah, this girl got like $600 maybe. I mean, this is British pounds. I don't know the pound to the dollar, but maybe like $600 or something. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she got more money than the Hemo Mal girl, but he wasn't into her that much, and he probably thought this one was more of a sure thing. Communication after the public allegations. After everything got made public, I reached out to him to try to find some closure. All right. Part of me wanted to make him feel how it felt to get stabbed in the back. See, this, this part, this part right here needs to be bolded. Not all this other stupid shit. This part needs to be bold because this is why she's doing it. It's a fuck you to him. This isn't because she has feelings for anybody but herself. She wants him to suffer. That's what she wants. Or at least feel a fraction of the pain I felt. Exactly. This is BPD coded. Multiple mental illnesses. She didn't list BPD, maybe not on purpose. I don't know. But if anything, this is a BPD chick who wants to ruin his life because he found out that he was playing other girls. I wanted him to know how it felt to believe someone and trust them when they were, yeah, you're vindictive bitch. Yep. It was all about him, how he was sorry, how he was only human, how he was going through a lot, watching him dodge accountability, continuing to lie even when caught truly showed me what kind of person he is. One without remorse or regard. Yes, of course. He's doing this for years with multiple girls and he had a girlfriend. He has no remorse. When corroborating his apology with other girls, he pretty much repeated parts of, yeah, because you're a side chick. He didn't even hook up with you. He doesn't give a shit about you. He didn't hook up with you. You said no. He tried multiple times to get you to hook up with him in Paris. You said no. So he probably just lost interest and he's not going to give you some long sob story divulging secrets to you. And I wonder why, because here you are with this Google Doc exposing him. Yeah, he's not going to say much to you because everything is already done. And he picked the girlfriend. All right, so Why'd you lie? I asked you point blank if you were doing this kind of thing with other girls. I believe even if I use the phrase more power to you. So basically, you did ask him, and if he was doing this with other girls, more power to him. So you were encouraging it. You just thought you were the more important girl. You thought you would be picked. Once again, the pick me. At the time I talked to you, I wasn't. And when I was talking to someone else, that's when we stopped talking as much. I'm sure you could tell. I'm sorry. I know this isn't nice to hear, but you deserve the truth. I'm sorry for hurting you. Okay. Well, let's not lie. You invited me to Paris while inviting two other girls. You rejected me there, but I did stop talking to you. Yeah, you rejected him. That's why he stopped talking to you. He was going for the sure thing. No, I didn't. You said you couldn't extend the trip. And what, even if I had, that proves I'm not the only one you're talking to, multiple other people. I have known you 6 years. Can you not at least be a little more truthful? Well, nobody's going to be truthful for you because rightfully so, you run your mouth. You run your mouth and he knows it. You rejected me and no, I didn't. See, here we go. You rejected me. No, I didn't. No, we can still be friends. No, I never rejected you. I never rejected you. Yeah, she don't give a shit that he has a girlfriend or multiple girls. I'm telling you, but for the original question, I don't fully know why. A combination of wanting to say things to make you happy, being afraid and insecure. Yeah, he's playing the pussy boy persona to these girls, but we already know that's what he does, and these girls just eat it up. I said I wouldn't care if you were, just that I said I wouldn't care if you were. See? She told him. She told him, I don't care if you're seeing a bunch of other girls. Like what? These bitches do not care. They don't care. Okay. You're being dramatic. Yeah, I cried a lot, but I kind of knew why else. Okay, you were who you were. She was trying to say like, I don't care if you're seeing other girls. I don't care because she was trying to pull it out with of him, and he was smarter than her. He was smart not to say anything. I don't know if that was a persona or not, but either way, we had some good laughs, and I appreciate that. What you did sucks, but it is what it is. I'm not being the biggest victim here. You made me feel special, and that was nice. And I have met so many people through you. Okay. Yeah, well, you deserved it, you conniving rock. You would do the exact same to me for the content, and we both know it. See, now she's like pulling out the BPD. You're going to pay, buddy. You are going to pay. And he didn't even hook up with her. He didn't even hook up with her. He flirted with her, tried to get her to go to Paris. She said no, nothing happened. Good thing you have those investments, I guess. I'm sad. I still care about, see, I still care about you. You have hurt so many people, but you are still a human. As you said, maybe I'm too optimistic and naive, but you're not naive. You're not naive. You know what you're doing. Hopefully, with therapy and time, everyone will heal. And at this point, I think at this point, she knew she was going to post these PMs because I think at this point, she's like, okay, I'm going to look like a victim. I'm going to pretend like I'm the better person, but I'm planning to write a Google Doc and these are going to be posted. You'd have to have balls of steels to come back, right? Why? Because people are going to put pixels on the screen that say, wow, Sykkuno, you are quite the player. Actually, when he comes back, there's going to be a lot of girls in his PMs. Everyone heal. Okay. Yes, probably should have vetted picked a little better. Yeah, she's trying to be like the friend. Oh, I don't care if you're hooking up with other people. You just, you need to pick them better. Stay friends with me and I'll help you, Sykkuno. I messaged you twice. That's not a bunch. More. Okay. You don't do anything illegal, did you? Not that you should tell me if you did. Yeah, she's trying to pull shit out of him. You didn't. Again, what you did, it sucks, but people don't act logically, act emotionally. Right now, they are hurt, so emotions will take. Yeah, she's trying to play the friend, but she knows she's going to post it. By now, I think she's like, okay, buddy, you're going to pay. You are going to pay. In response to me offhandedly saying you had a pretty good run, he says, and it sounds like you think I'd never plan on coming back. Yeah, I mean, it's streaming is his job. He's going to come back. Like, what do these people expect him to do? never come back to the internet and make money, this isn't going to phase him at all. He will come back and have a ton of views. A ton of views. He's going to make a ton of money off of this. These girls are going to get a little attention and then fade into obscurity. That stood out because even in the middle of everything coming out, he seemed to already be thinking about returning. Yes, that felt jarring. Who cares what you feel? Stupid bitch. In my opinion, someone who is genuinely focused on reflection and nobody cares your opinion. Nobody asked for your opinion. Nobody wanted your opinion. We're going to make fun of it and we're going to laugh at it, but nobody cares. My closing thoughts. I'm really sorry to anyone I have disappointed. Who have you disappointed? Nobody cares. You are a nobody in this situation. You didn't even hook up with him. You let us on like you guys were going to hook up. We go through this 32-page document, and the only thing that happened was he flirted with you, invited you to Paris. You said no, and nothing happened. Oh my God. This, they tell you to make videos of what you're passionate in, and I am very passionate calling out these bitches. If you choose to not want to watch or support me anymore, I understand. Oh, I'm such a victim. I wrestled with speaking about this. No, you didn't. This is 414. It's the 18th. This came out on the 17th, but she's in Germany. So technically, oh, I guess it was I guess it would have been the 18th in Germany. So she sat on it for 4 years, or sorry, 4 days. Probably took her like a day for the Google Docu, and then she waited for things to settle. And now she's like, okay, my turn. My turn. Let's drum up some more drama. I wrestled with speaking about this because I didn't want people to see me differently, lose the friends I made via him, or be attacked. Well, you failed on this one. Hopefully, by offering up this information, people will see I was just one or two girls. Okay, we were all put in a situation where our consent was given based on consent for what? You didn't do anything. No one knew he had a girlfriend. Okay, yeah, you gave consent. You were going to go to Paris with him. You admit that you had a feeling he was seeing other girls. You completely disregarded it because you wanted to keep collecting money, even though it was only $600. The other girl was 300, whatever. You wanted the clout. This is another girl clout chasing. I'm deeply sorry to all. Who'd you hurt? Oh, he hurt. He hurt. Yeah, I'm sure you feel really sorry for all the other girls, even though in your final messages you were still being a pick me. You're like, good job, buddy. Good job. You really played those girls. Yeah. God. So I've spent enough time rambling on about this Sykkuno drama. I had to make this video though, and hopefully we have some more good streamer drama in the following days. I feel a little Sykkuno fatigued, but I do find this absolutely hilarious. These bitches just entertain the hell out of me constantly. I hope you are entertained. I'll see you guys another day.